And said, let's jump right into the topic of discussion, which is Senator Moreno from Ohio introducing what is titled the Exclusive Citizenship Act of 2025. And let's jump right into what it actually says. So what this bill does is it creates an ultimatum for any U.S. citizen who holds foreign citizenships, whether it's one foreign citizenship or multiple. It creates a one-year deadline during which any such U.S. citizen has to renounce their foreign citizenship by writing to the U.S. Secretary of State, essentially Department of State. Or alternatively, one can renounce their U.S. citizenship through a Department of Homeland Security process. If during this one-year period, an individual does neither, so essentially doesn't renounce foreign citizenship with the Department of State or renounce their U.S. citizenship with the Department of Homeland Security, in that case, the individual will be deemed to have automatically relinquished their U.S. citizenship. So essentially, if nothing is done during that one-year deadline period, you automatically lose your U.S. citizenship.
Okay, so that video was 4 days ago, as was this one. And basically what these videos talk about, the other guy, he's basically talking about the bill. This one is a video by CNN, and basically, like I said, talks about the same thing. This guy, Senator, I know it's cut off, Senator Barry Moreno, I believe his name is Barry. Senator Moreno has introduced a bill, and the reporter for this video from CNN that was shared by this page basically opens, by saying, like, what the bill is. And then she says, the senator said that this bill is to, and quote, ensure sole and exclusive allegiance to the United States. And so basically what it's calling for is that if this bill goes into law, it will give U.S. citizens 1 year, 365 days from the time it becomes law to either renounce their foreign citizenships, any that they may have, or renounce their U.S. citizenship. And if they do not do so within 1 year, if they do not make a decision within 1 year, they automatically lose their U.S. citizenship. Now, the guy in the first video is an immigration attorney, and he gives his he used to work for the government. He gives like several issues that could go on with this, especially if it became law. He doesn't believe it could gain a lot of traction because there are some issues with the constitutionality of it, and other legal issues. And you can go watch it, and you could see his name and everything, and you can go find the video and watch it. But basically he says that, like, okay, if after that year no one, like, people haven't made a decision, it's like technically you can't just take their citizenship if they, it's basically they're basically trying to make it where if you haven't made a decision, you are voluntarily renouncing your U.S. citizenship if you don't make a decision within a year. But apparently, like, that's unconstitutional, and it would make sense that would be unconstitutional. So, like, there's some issues with that. He's also mentioned how there are some countries where if you have a citizenship with that country, for example, Argentina, he gives the example of Argentina, they do not let you renounce that citizenship at all. Like, and he goes into some other stuff. And then he just makes some other good points. And so I would say go watch that one. There's still other videos that are popping up. I've only watched these two. There's still other videos popping up that I want to go watch and be more informed. But yeah, also in this video by CNN, they end up, as you see right here, lawyer Michael Wild. He is an immigration lawyer as well. He was actually the former immigration lawyer, as they point out in the video, for Melania Trump. And the guy from the first video, he points out that this could pose a problem for Trump and his wife Melania, because Melania and their son together are Slovenian and U.S. citizens. But basically this guy just gives his thoughts on it, and he makes some really, like, valid points. Sorry, I had to go watch the video because I, really quick, or part of it, because I had forgotten what he said, but he makes a very good point where if he said it is unwise to give up your U.S. citizenship, and he always advises his clients not to, because basically if you do, you are then considered a foreigner, and you have no entitlement to come back to the United States. So whenever you want to come back, they could assume or choose to assume that you want to come back and be there permanently, and try to regain citizenship, and they could just choose to not let you back in, like, ever again. So he makes like that kind of point. So it's very hard for it's going to be a very hard situation and a position to be in for U.S. citizens if this becomes law. Personally, like the first lawyer, I don't think this will gain a lot of traction. I think it's going to cause way more issues than they're like anticipating. And I can't remember if it was the guy, if it was the lawyer in the first video or this lawyer that mentions that even if this doesn't get passed into law, I want to say it was the first lawyer that mentioned this. If this doesn't get passed into law, it could start the process of bills being created to prevent certain U.S. citizens from being able to participate in things because they do hold a foreign citizenship. And yeah, but again, you can go watch these videos. You can go watch more videos. Just go look it up, like U.S. bill to end dual citizenship, whatever. And it'll be there. Also, just really quick, I do not want my channel to really be political. That's not my goal here at all, to like share politics and stuff, because it's just so messy. And it's just like, that's not, no. But this will probably be the only like political type video I post. I may do an update if there's like new information, but I'm only putting it out here because I know people who have dual citizenship, and I don't know if they've heard of this yet. And also I don't know what implications this has for people that I know living abroad who already have dual citizenship or who are in the process of obtaining it. I would assume that they would want you to do the same, either relinquish one or the other, or renounce one or the other. And if you're in the process of getting the dual citizenship, they would either want you to end the process or choose to renounce your U.S. citizenship and continue the process of your citizenship for the other country. I really don't know. I have to go watch more on it and see what it might mean or see if anyone even mentions like U.S. nationals like living abroad. But I just wanted to put it out there, and just so people can have their finger on the pulse for like what's going on.